I'm just making this video in regards to the Asus Rog G752VT model laptop, and kind of a heads up to anyone looking to purchase this laptop. I purchased this laptop this past Friday, and upon opening the box until today, it's been literally nothing but issues with this laptop. Upon opening it and setting up to my desktop, when I went to look at the hard drive, as most hard drives would be labeled as data D, this hard drive was not labeled as data D, but rather DVD dash ROM and then D in brackets. It also had 4 files in this drive entitled as boot, sources, en-us, and EFI. I contacted Asus in regards to this, in which they said we would never entitle a drive called DVD ROM D in brackets. They stated that if when they create hard drives, they would be stated as or labeled as data D drives, aside from your C drive holding your operating system and your actual DVD drive for any kind of disc. So Asus was quite concerned on why the drive was called that and why files were already in this drive. As stating by Asus, as I mentioned, a hard drive would never be entitled that along with files in the hard drive. They stated that the hard drive would come as empty, in giving the user to the computer full potential to use the drive without any kind of software of theirs being on that drive. I've also encountered a further problem with that same drive when I was looking at it, in which the drive stating that it was 417 gigs free of 417 gigs and not a terabyte, even knowing the hard drive is 1 terabyte in size. So in talking to Asus, the only way to try and resolve that issue was to reformat the hard drive. Reformatting the hard drive did correct the problem of the capacity of the hard drive, stating that it was 417 gigs free of 417 gigs to what it should have been, which is 931, I believe it is, gigs. But it did not correct on, or did not really resolve on, why the drive was entitled differently and why there was files in it upon first boot and first use of the laptop. The other issue I'm having with this laptop is on the side, only one of the 2 USB ports truly works. The one on the left side USB closest to the front of the computer will disconnect anything that's plugged into it periodically. Generally, I find that it's happening after about half an hour to an hour I've been on the laptop. It will start disconnecting my mouse or any other device I've plugged into it. When it does this, it'll disconnect it for 3 to 5 seconds and then take about a few seconds to boot up again, or to activate the mouse or whatever device is plugged in there, to activate it again so it's back operational again. The other issue I'm having with this, as you're seeing currently, is a flashing screen that I can't log in. This is what I paid over $2,000 for. A screen that is flashing, that I can't get into now, that is unoperational. When I did manage to get into it earlier this morning, when I went to go to my system restore and updates, it wouldn't allow me to access that. As soon as I opened up that window, it closed instantly. I'll try to do it right now since it's trying to, or it's giving me the option to log back in again. Bear with me a second. Okay, so we're in this time. So as I'll show you, I'm going to click on the window. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to update and security, which will close instantly after I've opened it. I will do that once again. Going to settings, update and security, and close. As you can see now, as I stated before in earlier of this video, the drive that should be called data D is not called data D. It's called DVD-ROM D. So upon when I told Asus all this information in regards to this laptop and what is going on, they feel in regards to the hard drive that this laptop has actually been used previously and is actually being resold as a new product again. So obviously in hearing this information, it's shocking, disheartening. I'm angry with it because, as you can see, I spent a lot of time since my data purchase on Friday putting my software on this computer to now I can't even remove it even if I want to, because I can't access anything to do with the system restore. But I spent a weekend putting all this software on there that is now all for nothing. I will be taking this back to the store that I purchased it from, being NCIX, in regards to this laptop not working properly. When I've contacted when I contacted NCIX in regards to this matter, when I first spoke to them prior to buying this laptop, they told me I had 30 days to exchange this if there was any problems with the laptop in regards to, say, a fan not working, a hard drive not working, the SSD not working. Though in regards to calling them on why my hard drive is entitled differently than what it should be, why there was files in it to begin with, and why the drive was giving a capacity of 417 gigs and not 1 terabyte, they're kind of going around their exchange policy in the sense that it's not really defective, though I guess they're not wanting to take any kind of fault or responsibility as to why something that left an Asus factory that Asus confirms that should have never left this way is in fact set up as I'm seeing on screen. So yeah, so this is basically what's going on with this computer as far, and it's just giving kind of a fair warning to people interested in this computer. Not so much for the computer being bad itself, but just being cautious on where you buy it from, because it doesn't matter if you're buying it from a big box store, mid-size, or a smaller store. You never really know what goes on behind scenes and if stuff is being used and put back in boxes and being resold as new. And in this case, it looks like something has gone on previously to my ownership of this laptop. So I will try to do a follow-up video in regards to the situation and what has gone on with this laptop since bringing it back. to the store. They're trying an exchange on this, and I will follow up with a video then on what has happened. Thanks.